Right, so my name is Simon, and today I'll try and explain our solution to lab 2. And I'll start off with the leader election algorithm. So basically, when the program starts, we call this function called startLeaderElection. And this is basically just a function to initiate the leader election by sending a message to our neighbor containing the very specific prefix election and appending our own ID. So what happens when the neighbor receives this message, he will look at the prefix, and then depending on if we will first look at if we were the ones who originated the message, because then we know that we've gone around the ring, so then we'll determine the leader by using the message here, because then it will contain all the IDs. So we'll split it up and then just use the ID list and sort it in a reverse way, because the highest ID we'd like to have first. So we'll pick the leader from this ID list. Then we will start to propagate the leader to our neighbor. And if we're not the ones who originated the message, then we'd like to propagate it around the ring. So we'll just send the message to our neighbor with and append our own ID. So that eventually will end up in this section. So when we've done the whole leader election algorithm, we start to try and announce the leader. So this message will start appearing to our at the different vessels. So basically, we're looking at we'll just try to get the leader from the message, and then we'll propagate it around the ring, unless we're the ones who initiated the leader function done here. So let's try and take a look at this in action. Right, so start the program on the different vessels. We'll see that we don't have the leader yet because it's propagating around the ring. And now we have a leader. This is the identity, and this is the random number generated for him. Hopefully spread around to all the other vessels as well, and they should have the same leader, which they have. So that's good. And now I'll try to deal with the problem that we had with the concurrent submissions. So I'm using curl for this to generate the different vessels sending a message at the same time. So as you can see, I'm using comments, and then on this IP, and for all the different vessels. Well, actually for 5 different vessels. So if I try to do this, we'll see that this should lead to a message board which is consistent throughout all the different vessels. As you can see, it takes some time for the leader to get through all the messages. There you go. Hopefully this will be the same across all the different vessels, which it probably is. Right, so that was the concurrent message from different vessels, and then we'd also like to take a look at what happens if we do it on the same vessel. So the difference in this curl is that I'm using sorry, this one. So the difference in this curl is that I'm using the same IP, so this is just to generate the message from the same browser, basically. Hopefully we'll end up with some new content to the board, and this should be consistent over all the vessels as well, which we can see that it actually is. Right, so that's it basically. Advantages with this solution is that we have a very strict consistency, since we're having a leader who's determining or who shall post and when and so on. So yes, the only one who changes his content basically dynamically is the leader, and then he propagates his message to all the others. So we have a very consistent board. Disadvantage is that it's not really scalable. As you can see, it took some time for the messages to be distributed, or for it to actually reach the content. So imagine if you have not only 6 different vessels, but if you have like 1,000 different vessels, it would take some really long time, and probably the leader would be flooded with all the different messages. So that's a problem. Also, if the leader election algorithm takes some time, so if our leader would for some reason go down, then we'll have to initiate the whole leader election algorithm again, which will take a couple of minutes to, especially if you have a large network. So that's also quite of a big disadvantage. But yeah, there it is. Thank you very much.